Hey crafty people, welcome back to my channel, and in case you're new here, I'm Sarah, also known as Craft Nerd because I'm a nerd who loves to craft. I do paper crafting, card making, junk journaling, and mixed media art. Let's get crafting! Welcome back. It's time for another Mass Make Monday. In case you're new to my channel, what I do is I set a timer for 45 minutes and I try to see how many of a particular item I can make in that time. And today we are going to be making some fabric clusters. So I got a variety of stuff out. Scrap bits of fabric. These are pieces of like tulle and organza that I heated with a candle, which causes them to crinkle up, that I can then make into flowers. I've got bits of fabric from the journal covers I've been doing. I picked up a couple packages of creepy cloth from the dollar store. So I've got gray and black. And of course I've got my dyed cheesecloth somewhere around. I've got some brads, and from this year's Tim Holtz fabric collection, I took the one with all the words on it and cut a few out and stitched them to bigger pieces of fabric. And then I also have some that I kind of paired together to make like phrases, or little like sentences and stuff. So I've got some of those out. And so that's what we're gonna use. So let's go ahead and start our timer. And I will show you how I go about making fabric clusters. So let's start with a piece of fabric. I also have off to the side several threaded needles because some of them I'll sew, some of them I'll glue. You know, it will just depend on what's speaking to me at the moment. Let's do this. So how's everybody doing? Let's see, what's been going on? Well, I've been frantically crafting because Friday is the Night of Mystic Arts in Castleberry, Florida. So if you're in the Central Florida area, that's something to do this coming Friday, which is October the 11th. Let's see, I need like a focal image for this, so we gotta decide what we want to use. I've got, these are some wood buttons I picked up on Amazon. See if a pumpkin works for me. No, and I feel like it needs some more stuff on there. What else do I want to add? Let's do a little bit of this. So yeah, it's just a matter of layering stuff up until you're happy with it. And you can mix it in paper if you want. So I could conceivably put like one of my paper words on. Not that that is what I want for this, but I like this. And I'm trying to decide if I want to stitch this on or glue it. Let's go ahead and stitch it on while I'm having a think about what I want to put, because it needs something like right there as a focal image. Now I've threaded it so that I've got two ends on this side, and so there's a loop at the back, because then when you go to sew, instead of putting a knot in, what you can do is go up, don't go all the way through, put your needle through, and then go through the loop. And there you go, without having to tie a knot. Well, let's see, what is there to chat about? Oh, I realized after I recorded last week's Mass Make Monday, which I recorded on, I think it was Friday morning after Hurricane Helene had hit, and you know, I live in Central Florida and hadn't yet watched any of the news, so did not realize quite the amount of destruction that had been wrought in places that don't normally get hurricanes, like Western North Carolina. And then of course my sister texted me, my aunt and uncle actually moved to the Asheville area like 2 years ago, but it's one of those things that the move's so new, we tend to forget that they're living over there these days. So yeah, we were were unable to get in contact with her for a couple days, but thankfully they did not sustain any damage in their house. Everyone was fine. They were without power. I've got to check in with my sister because my other aunt has been the one who's been in contact with my aunt who lives in North Carolina. So yeah, things are not great there. I would recommend, I know one of the Asheville news agencies, which I'll see and put the link down below because they were talking about it on NPR the other day, has information on how, if you're able to donate or want to help, ways you can help. So if you are interested in donating to help those with Hurricane Helene, I will leave a link down below to where you can find information on reputable places where you can donate, because you gotta watch out for the less than honorable people who will take advantage of something like that. I'm gonna leave the needle on just in case I want to sew something here, but it needs something right about there. Maybe one of these flowers. I'm working on getting rid of these flowers. Like they're on my list of things I want to use up. Oh, that's not speaking to me. Oh, this is going to stop the whole thing in its tracks, is the fact that I can't pick something to go on. So I've got some charms. Kind of like that. I'm wondering if I can cut the loop off or just tack it on and have it hang a little loose. That's an option too, as opposed to fully sewn on. Yeah, maybe let's do that. All right. Let's see. So yeah, I had, as a result of the hurricane, 2 days off of work. And as I said last time, things were fairly quiet here in Central Florida, which tends to be the case. I mean, we occasionally get bad storms and rain and flooding and all of that, but we don't tend to get the worst of the hurricanes because we're in the middle of the state, so it has to cover the most amount of ground to get to us. Which tends to weaken the storm unless it's moving really fast. All right, let's do that. So hopefully everybody else out there is doing all right. In other news, the new TV series seasons are starting back up. And I watch, there's a variety of shows I watch. One of them is 911, which I gotta say, if you watched last season and then watched this season, I'm thoroughly convinced that no one should be traveling with the Angela Bassett's character, Athena, because last season, the 3-part season opener involved her and her husband going on a cruise, and the cruise got hijacked and then was in the middle of a hurricane and ended up overturning. Like it was insanity. And then this time she's on a plane that had a mid-air collision. All right, so that's one fabric cluster down. Let's grab a piece of this, and I think I'm gonna trim this down a little bit. And I think I'm gonna pair it with another piece of that dark fabric, like that. I definitely want some more lace, but a different lace. I picked this lace up from Amazon. Yeah, there's stuff everywhere. piece of lace like so. And yeah, so this year they start off with her on a plane where there's a mid-air collision. I'm just like, I texted my friend, I'm like, are you watching, you know, the latest season? I'm like, clearly no one should travel anywhere with Athena. And she's like, yeah, she's a mess. I'm like, yeah. All right, so I'm gonna grab these guys and get a couple of them to create a flower. So I will link the video. I actually did this on camera, and it's an age restricted video because I'm playing with fire essentially to make these, but it's just little squares, and if you hold an inorganic fabric, like a synthetic fabric, over a heat source, it will start to melt. Let's grab a brad to be the center of our flower. I don't know if I want to do a little guy. Or I've got the plaid one is kind of cool. Let's see. Let's see what we think of that. So yeah, I've started watching the new season of that, and then Grey's Anatomy. Which they're really getting to the end, I think, of that one. Like, you know what? Let's pull in some of the purple. I've got purple over here, so let's grab a piece of purple. And stick it on. Maybe do 2 pieces of purple. Yeah, I think 2 pieces of purple would be good. Like that. Let's do that, but I feel like it needs one more thing on here. Just checking, I've got like scrap bits to see if any of the scrap bits look like they might work. No, I wonder if the answer is shift this over more this way. Have that hanging off the edge. And then add that there. I think the problem is the sizing is a little not right. Ooh, and you know what? Let's add a little bit of this stuff. Let's do that as well. That. I'm gonna trim this down just a hair, so it's a little bit shorter than that. That's working for me. All right, this one we're gonna use some glue instead of sewing, because we're gonna use the brad to hold the flower on. Let me grab a pin to unclog my needle, or my Fabri-Tac. And I'm using Fabri-Tac because that just works better with fabric than art glitter glue. Art glitter glue will glue fabric, but it takes longer for it to grip. So I find it's better to use the Fabri-Tac. And I need a paper towel. Don't have paper towels over here. Wait, I have some paper towel over here. So yeah, I'm thinking it's about time for Grey's Anatomy to end its long and illustrious run, or for me to just stop watching, which is always an option, because, you know, there's some shows that I used to watch that are still on that I don't watch anymore. Like, I still watch Chicago Fire, although I think this might be its last season, although I think I may have said that last year too. But this one really may be. And it had several spin-offs, like Chicago PD, Chicago Med, and it actually had another one, Chicago Justice, for a little while, but that one got canceled fairly quickly. And Med and Fire are still on. They're all like on the same night kind of thing. And I don't know. I stopped watching both of them when I found everybody on there annoying. Like, I'm like, if all the characters are just annoying me, it's time to stop watching a show. So, a few seasons ago, I stopped on watching both of those. And so Chicago Fire this may be their last season, because I'm starting to get to the point where I'm like, yeah, I really don't care about what's going on with any of the characters. It's a good sign to stop watching. All right, there we go. I kind of like that. All right, let's do another one. All right, I need to close this up, because if I move it and I dump it, it's going to go everywhere, and that will make me very unhappy. All right, let's do this piece. And what do we want to do with it? I've got this Tim Holtz fabric, which is a strip. Let's just cut it smaller. Ooh, that got a little more fray than I wanted. We're gonna go with it. Thinking maybe some of the black sleeping cloth stuff. Let's cut a little bit of this off. It's definitely looser than, say, the whatchamacallit, cheesecloth that I usually use. But I figured it was $1. Why not give it a try? I think we're gonna set that down. Let's put that on with a bit of glue, because that's all kinds of not easy to sew down kind of thing. Grab my little silicone spatula, if I can find one over here. Oh, here they are. Just kind of tap that down. Get that. And that. I'm thinking maybe the pumpkins will work. Where are the pumpkins? I put stuff all up in there. Thinking maybe a pumpkin will work on this one. Like that one. We've got that. I think that one works a little bit better, but I think I want something behind it that's a little lighter in color, so it pops a little bit better. Let's see if I can find light colored scrap. Oh, you know what? I've got that same fabric, has a lighter colored stripe. Let's do that. And I'm gonna rough the edges up a little bit. like that, and I think I'm gonna sew that one on. This one does not have its loop anymore because we used it already, so I'm just gonna tie a knot in there. And I've got a dog who now is like playing Mr. Antsy Pants, wanting back out, but he's been being a pain in the butt this morning. So he's gonna wait. Now here's a tip. If you put your finger where you want your needle to come through, you'll be able to, all right, I think there's too many layers right now. So if I put my thumb there, I can better find where to stick the needle. So let's see, what else have I watched this week? Oh, I gave Brilliant Minds a try. I enjoyed that. That's with Zachary Quinto, who I really like, which was why I decided to give it a try. And it's a medical series, and he's a neurologist who is face blind and, you know, a bit unconventional. Let's go with that. So it kind of reminds me of like a kinder, gentler version of House, which I loved House. So I figured, I'm like, all right, we're gonna give that one a shot. All right, I like that. Let's tie that one off. So yeah, you can sew, you can glue. If you don't have sewing skills or needle and thread and didn't want to sew the button on, you could glue it on. That's definitely an option. All right, next up, let's use the birds. I've got stuff everywhere and like no room, and I don't know what I'm doing. All right, let's pull out another black lace. Let's try that one. Oh, maybe this one will use one of the word clusters that I moved and don't know where I moved to. Well, that's not good. All right, we'll find that here in a sec. All right, let's do a little bit of this. I think I want to use that striped fabric, and these fabrics were last year's Tim Holtz Halloween release. So I've got this year's as well because I'm a sucker for fabric, even though I don't really make things, like don't do major sewing projects. All right, that, let's find one of our words. Where did I put the words? Where did I put the words? Ah, here are the words. Let's see if we've got one that's gonna fit. There's actually a phrase about crows, and I don't think I have it. Let me check. Well, I have it, I just don't know that I sorted it out so that I wouldn't have an insane number to try and deal with. But I don't think I've got the bird one here, which is very, very annoying. Oh, I do have a vast flock of black-winged birds.
come on, that's just perfect. But I think it needs more presence, so we're gonna find something for it to go on. And I think that might be some of this orange fabric. Cut that off. Cut a little off here. And fray the edges a little bit more. And you know what? I didn't put my thing down, so hopefully I'm on camera. I should be. I think I'm far enough up that most of this is on camera. Because, yeah, I should have put my thing down. That lets me know exactly where camera is. Actually, I'm kind of wondering if this would be better. Like so, and then put this on the darker orange in the front. Yes, but I want this piece shorter. Let's see, I think I want it the exact size, just so that it's helping that stand out. Yeah, let's do that. And that can go there. And our vast flock of black-winged birds can go like that. Oh yeah, I like that. Okay, I'm gonna grab another needle and thread. And we are going to stitch this on. There was something else I watched recently, and it was on like Netflix, and I enjoyed it, but I've got to wait for the next season, which is coming out soon, I think, and I cannot for the life of me remember what the heck it was. This is what happens when you don't actually, when you have the TV on as kind of like background noise, so you watch it and you enjoy what you're watching, but you don't retain it as much as, you know, when you actually fully paid attention to TV, you know, back in the day when I was a kid and you didn't have a gazillion and 6 other things going at the same time, which I usually do. All right, so I'm debating tying it off. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and tie this one off. And then going again and stitching these two things on together. So let's put another knot in our thread. We're just going to stitch this on real quick. I also watched on Netflix One Day, and I was not very happy with that one. The premise is it follows 2 individuals who meet on their last day at university in the 80s, and that day is like July 15th. And so, see, episode 2 was July 15th the next year, and so on and so forth. And it was based on the preview snippet I saw on Netflix, thought it was going to be a lot funnier than it was. And I will warn you, it does not have a happy ending. So it's not that it wasn't well done and that the acting wasn't great and that all of that. It was just not what I was expecting. And so I was very disappointed. It was not what I was looking for. And I kept watching episodes expecting it to like, or hoping it was going to get like funnier and happier, and yeah, not so much. So just be forewarned if you haven't seen that yet. Not necessarily. Oh, and now I remember what it was that I did watch that was funnier than I thought it was going to be. The Diplomat with Kerry Russell. So I very much enjoyed that. So that one's got the new season drops sometime this month, and I'm very much looking forward to that. But I tend to like those types of shows. I was a big fan of The West Wing. It's one of my all-time favorite TV shows ever. And then I also enjoyed Madam Secretary, which was most excellent as well. So those are the type of some of the types of TV shows I like. So I figured, I was like, The Diplomat, I kept like, and that's another one. I watched the previews and I was kind of like, ugh. It looked like it was going to be annoying because, like, the scene they show, they're trying to get her to dress up, and I got the impression she was not the actual diplomat. She was the wife, but she is the diplomat in the show. So I started watching it, and that one was funnier than I anticipated and quite good. So I'm looking forward to the next season on that one. And of course, RuPaul Drag Race UK has its new season out, so yeah, can't get much better than drag queens with British accents. And I think behind an episode on RuPaul Drag Race Global All-Stars. Do a little catch up on my RuPaul watching this weekend. Yes, I know this is a little tedious, but I think this is gonna look great when it's done. We've got about 13 minutes left, and we've gotten about, what did we get, 2 done? 3 done? I think we got 3. This will be number 4. Not too bad. Hand stitching does take a little bit of time. And this is a great way to use your fabric scraps. So if you're making fabric journal covers, I've got some offcuts from like mitering corners with my journal covers that I will eventually pull out. If not on this video, I may make some more off camera. Now this one, since it's fairly flat, I will probably use to decorate a page, but the thicker ones, maybe I'll show you that in a sec so that you can see, or the ones with, yeah, more dimensional pieces on top. I have got, which I picked up on Amazon, let's do that. Let me do that. This way you can at least see one before we run out of time real quick. So this one, for example, a little lumpy to go into a journal. I've got, what are these shorts? Which they apparently came from I Craft for Less bookmarkers. These giant paper clips that have the little tab up there. And so I just take some Fabri-Tac, put a whole bunch of Fabri-Tac on there. And then glue the piece on. Now, if you don't like the messy back, you can take another piece of fabric and cover it. You can also decorate another guy and put it on so that it shows on both ends. I just would recommend not gluing, like if you put another piece on, glue the top bit so that the paper clip will go over and the fabric will go over the pages. And so I think there's a fair chance I am gonna use that and decorate that and do something similar to what I have on the front side. So let's put that and this together and set it off to the side, and I'll do that off screen since I'm pretty much gonna follow the formula on this one, so it's double-sided. All right, let's see if we can get at least one more done. Maybe two more, maybe do these two guys together. He needs some long strip bits to go with him. Oh, you know what? Let's grab this. This and that. And this may end up being like the tab on a side of a page. I like that because it's kind of long. I think I have it in here. Please let it be in here. There's one that has something grinning skull. Yep, I don't think I have it over here. Darn. What's the ones over here? What do we have stitch on? I don't believe I ever felt creepier. Eyes fixed unwaveringly upon them. The door to the dungeon swung shut. I think what we're gonna do is maybe put that here and then build out over there a little bit more. Let's see. Yeah, I like that. All right, so we've got that one. Now let's figure out this guy over here. Which I feel like I keep building them in a certain way, it seems like. All right, let's trim that off. If I do that and then take this scrap and go like that. And then I need lace there. Let's use this one. Yeah, let's use this one. I think the problem I'm having is I don't like the color of the beads, but I have alcohol ink. I really think I want to do that. All right, we're gonna pause for a sec. I'm gonna go grab some alcohol ink so that I can change that color. I'll be right back. All right, restarted. I can no longer move because I'm actually okay with it getting the oh yeah, I like that better. Yay! And I'm thinking grab a little bit of that. Yeah, the others are a little too bright. Let's do a little bit of that. And of course, my other dog now wants out. You're gonna wait, little dog. Do a little bit of this. And we can mix in some of that. And just do like a messy cluster behind the flower, kind of like that. Oh yeah, I like that. All right, let's, I think we're gonna pull this up and this up, do a couple quick stitches to tack the fabric down so we don't have to glue all of that fabric down. So that are gonna get hidden by the flower anyway. So I'm just doing a couple quick stitches that will tack down all of our layers together. One more. I love when this fan all of a sudden causes something to fall over that was sitting just fine a minute before, kind of thing. It's the randomness of it. Oh, and I did want to give an update, although not that people are hitting my Ko-fi shop all that often, but I am going to be, I've turned it off for now because some of the stuff that I have in the shop I'm taking with me to the Night of Mystic Arts in Castleberry, Florida on October 11th. And it will go back up after, and I'll put things that did not sell at the festival. Or the, all right, I think I may end up doing a few more tacking stitches, or you know what, just add a little bit of glue because it's the weight of that is causing this to slip kind of thing. Let's just add a little bit of glue. So there's that one. This guy, I'm leaning towards stitching all of the pieces together and then gluing this on because it's already got the stitch work going kind of thing. So let's start with this guy. And we may run out of time. And my poor dog is like getting so very antsy, but he is going to wait a couple more minutes. He will survive. Okay, so again, slip through the little loop and we can avoid a knot. Boop. Now I've gone quiet because I'm concentrating and I'm trying to decide now, do I want to add the next 2 layers? Well, that one kind of goes off there. I think we're going to stitch this on. Try and do it nice and quick. I'm just doing a running stitch, just basically up, down, up, down. Since we're running out of time, I'll grab another one of my threaded needles and knot this off afterwards. And of course, because I'm rushing, it's like getting all tangled up. All right, we're gonna leave that for a sec and stitch the rest on. That one's not got, here we go, this one's got a loop, yes. No, they all need knots because I've used up the loops. Dagnabbit. All right, stopping it, we've got like 3 seconds left. I'm gonna finish this one because it's almost finished. Then I'm gonna let a dog out and I'm gonna show you what we got done because someone's getting whiny over there. So let's just do this real quick. Two minutes, pal. Sorry, deep concentration there. And now we'll do that. A dot of glue back here just to hold this down. And then let's run the glue in between the stitching here. Yeah, as you can see, this was a lighter fabric and I just spritzed it with some oh no, this goes further down. That's right, I wanted to put it further down so the skulls show. All right, that's done. Let me go let a dog out and I'll come back and show you everything we got accomplished. Okay, so I went ahead and untangled the knot at the top and tied these guys off. So we got that one done. We got that one done. We got that one done, and I'm gonna do a similar thing on the back to cover up the less than pretty back. We got this guy done, and this one, and this one. And I wanna show you what I'm gonna do with this guy. I'm gonna take, this is one of the signatures I'm working on. Find a good page for it. This one's a nice sturdy page. And I'm gonna glue it down on the side of the page so we've got a little bit of it sticking out, maybe a little bit further on the page so not quite as much sticking out, but just like that. And actually what I think I may do, let's see, what's on the other side of that? Oh, that's got that there, so that's not gonna work. So yeah, it's gonna go on this page, probably like that. And so you have a little bit of it sticking out. I like that. That's kind of cool. I'm not going to do it now because I need to take a photograph of what we got accomplished for the thumbnail. So after I do that, I will glue it on that page. But that's another option for what you can do with your fabric clusters, is you can use it to decorate a page in your journal. And again, doing it on paper clips. And you can also do it as a part of a journal topper, which may happen with one of these. I don't know yet. But there you go. Those are our fabric clusters, and that's all for today. So if you enjoyed this video, please do all the things that lets YouTube know you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment down below. Thanks for joining me, and happy crafting.